This is John 10 and 10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, that they might have it more abundantly. I like to start off by saying, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Barak Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aqua that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shawab One back at you with another lesson. And going into the title, all right. What's happening in Mexico is being caused by Esau, all right, Psyops. All right, so I'm going to read John 10 and 10 again. It says, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. All right. And at this moment is speaking about Esau, okay, because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is coming back like a thief in the night, right? But at this moment, it's not referring to Yahweh Shai as that thief. It's actually referring to Esau, because that's what he does. He comes to steal and to kill and to destroy, because everything that this devil has, power over, he destroys, he kills it. All right, pertaining to Revelations, the 6th chapter, the verse 4 says, and there went out another horse that was red. All right, and we know that Esau, when he was born red, like a hairy garment, as the scriptures say, okay, meaning that he was born with no melanin, and there was a reason for that to separate him, all right, so you can know who the wicked is later in those days, all right, which is the time now. It says, and the power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword, all right, so he's known to kill, he's known to steal. All right, he's a vagabond. He's one that has no culture. Okay, he's a wanderer on the earth. So he goes and steals everybody else's culture. He goes and steals everybody else's land. All right, he basically steals everything from everybody to try to benefit himself off of it. Okay, so he comes to steal and to kill and to destroy. All right, so that's what that is referring to in John the 10th chapter. All right, and we also know that this devil's a liar, all right, pertaining to Isaiah. Let's grab that real quick. Isaiah 58 and let's see, where is it at? Salakia, this is Salakia. 58 and 3. Oh, Psalms 58 and 3. Salakia, I said Isaiah. That's why I'm looking at it like, what the heck? This is Psalms 58 and 3. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. All right. So we know that this devil, his tongue frameth deceit. All right. He'll make any type of lie to benefit himself or benefit his agenda. All right. And the video that I'm about to play you right now is a woman from Mexico that is saying that all this cartel and all this shit that's going on in Mexico is a lie, it's a psyops, all right, because it's really Esau that's behind it all right, in which I believe it 100%. Now, do I agree with a lot of things are happening in Mexico after, supposedly Esau was the one that has something to do with killing their top drug lord, all right, and that's why the cartels have been going, pretty much crazy. All right. But hey, Esau's already in the process of going, country to country to try to, take out all, what they say is criminals to the world, and if you really look at the pattern, he's just going to all the Israelite countries. All right. And trying to find a way to basically wage war on our people. All right. So he started with Venezuela. All right, which they go back to being the tribe of Asher, okay? And now he's trying to wage war basically against the cartels, all right, which that goes back to being the tribe of Issachar, all right? And there's another video, Lord willing, I do it right after this, within a half hour of me making at the ending of this one. It goes into how he's trying to now wage war on Manasseh, all right, through starvation. Okay, so at the end of the day, he's gonna continue to go after you tribes, man, all the way from from Issachar all the way down to South America, where South America has the tribe of Asher, has the tribe of what's the other tribe I'm thinking of, going into Chile, and then man, what is it? It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't even get it out. Oh, Naphtali, the tribe of Naphtali. All right. And then you have, the islands going into, you got Dominican Republic, which goes into the tribe of Simeon. You have the tribes of Ephraim, okay, going into the Puerto Ricans. Okay. Like I just said, the tribe of Cuba goes into Manasseh. All right. You got, the tribe of Levi. They've been waging war on them also. All right. That goes into the tribe of Levi, the Haitians. You have the Jamaicans, which go into the tribe of Banyanyam. All right. So tribe of Benjamin. So, this devil's just little by little going to all of our tribes and trying to figure a way to, pretty much, start something with them. Okay. So with that being said, let me grab this video. Not too much talking. All right. This is what she has to say.
I live in one of the areas where some of these fires went down in Mexico today, and I'm telling you right now, it's a Psyop. The CIA is behind the Nueva Generación cartel. And don't drink the Kool-Aid. They do this shit on purpose to Latin American countries all the time to cause civil unrest and cause destabilization in the country, especially when the country is standing up against the U.S. and gaining economic momentum.
And that's why I believe it 100%, because Esau, if you don't comply with the way Esau wants to run shit, that's exactly what they'll do. They'll come with their little laws, their unrighteous decrees. They'll start trying to start shit, like she said, basically to cause civil unrest, you see. And that's how they're going to bring the way of martial law, Jacob's trouble, to these foreign countries. All right. Not even foreign, but, these countries that have our people scattered, man. OK, so like I said, this is what they did to Venezuela. All right. I already said when this whole thing started with Venezuela, I made videos on it, countless videos going into how they were going to start going to each of those tribes around that area, you see. And Mexico's not too far from Venezuela. Yeah, far, this traveling wise, but I'm talking about when you look on the map, Mexico's right next to Venezuela. Then you have the Colombians, you have the Brazilians. Like, there's a whole lot going on in those countries also that's not being reported, you see. So it just goes back to them trying to take the name of Israel out of remembrance. All right, let's grab that. This is I'll grab two. This is, hold on real quick. This is really, I be hating when this damn thing does that, man. I think it's in I want to say it's in Psalms the 73rd. Yeah, it's got to be Psalms. Let me just look it up. Psalms in the 73rd chapter. I tried to put in a little quick word to bring it up. I'll just go to it instead of being lazy. This is they seek to slay you, KJV. They seek to slay you, KJV.
King James Version of Job.
Yeah, man. Psalms 37. It's not 73. Psalms 37. It says, the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. All right. So he's always plotting. Okay. At the end of the day, he's always plotting on our people. We are considered the righteous, even though our people wicked as hell right now. All right. We're still the righteous to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. We're that chosen generation, that royal priesthood. All right. So we're considered as the righteous to him. All right. It's just that right now our people are under curses. So two-thirds of our people, have become very wicked, to the point where they have overpassed the deeds of the wicked. Okay. So, mentally, they're not the righteous ones right now. All right. But in all reality, when it comes to our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are the Lord's chosen people. All right. So they're always trying to find a way to slay us. Okay. Now this is Psalms 83. All right. Psalms 83. And I'll take it from 2. It says, "For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head." You see, so all of these nations hate us, man. Okay. And they all lift up their head in what? Great pride and arrogancy. Right. It says, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." Where they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. All right. And then it goes into all these different nations that are against us. All right. And that's pretty much the world. All right. The world is against us at the end of the day, man. All right. Because you are Yahweh Bashem Yahweh's chosen people. All right. And we're all oppressed together. Okay. We're always the main talk. We're always the spectacle onto the world. We're always, the entertainment to the world. Okay. We are the laughing stock to the world. All right. And if you have a sense in your brain, you should be able to realize that. You should question, why are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans always being oppressed all the time, and all these other nations ain't being oppressed at all? Do they go through their little scenarios? Yeah. Their little scenarios are fucking nothing compared to what we go through. All right. As the scriptures actually tell you right here, since I was in there and brought it out, the 73rd chapter. All right. Especially this is talking about Esau. This is verse 3, Psalm 73 and 5. "They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men." You see? And that's talking about Esau. All right. And that goes for the rest of these other nations. Okay. They're not plagued like how we are, man. We get messed with every single day of our lives. All right. As the scriptures tell you in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, there's no assurance of our lives. Okay. Our life hangs in doubt. Okay. This is 28 in Deuteronomy, verse 66. "And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of thy life." You see? NLT says, "Your life will constantly hang in the balance. You will live night and day in fear, unassured if you will survive." You see? So none of these other people are plagued how we are. Okay. And they're always trying to take us out of the name of, take us out of remembrance. All right. That the name Israel exists no more. Okay. And see, we don't know that. Our people don't know that they're the tribe, that they are from Israel. All right. As the scriptures say, all right, in Isaiah, the 1st chapter, all right, verse 3. All right. It says what? It says, "The ox knoweth his ass, and the owner, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel does not know. My people does not consider." You see? So two different animals that are pretty much dumb. All right. The Lord is referring you to and saying that they know who their master is. They know who, what's their duties, but Israel does not know who they are. They don't know who their true power is. Okay. Because they're homeborn slaves, man. So them being homeborn slaves, they believe, nothing other than what the oppressor has to say on to them. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me grab this. This is Romans 11 and is that 11 or is that 7 and 11? I think it's 7 and 11. This is 7 and no, it was 11. Give me 1 second. 11 and 7, it says, "What then? Israel has not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election has obtained it, and the rest were blinded." Okay. So, our people naturally, they're always seeking to find the purpose. That's pretty much why they fall into the bread of circuses. the things of this life, all right? And they get caught up in these things because, they're trying to find their purpose, and they think their purpose is being stars, movie actors and actresses, musicians, rappers, singers, basically everything that has to do with entertainment. They think that that's what their purpose is, but not understanding that their true purpose is to be, the chosen ones of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. It says, what then? Israel has not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election has obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Okay. So the rest of our people are blinded because it's a stumbling block onto them. You have prophets that threw threw curses upon our people, that this truth will become a stumbling block onto them because they're stiff-necked and stiff-hearted. They didn't ever want to learn of the Heavenly Father. They wanted to continually revolt against the Heavenly Father, so that made them sick in the head. But like I said, let me grab this video, finish this video up, right?
I live in one of the areas where some of these fires went down in Mexico today, and I'm telling you right now, it's a Psyop. The CIA is behind the Nueva Generación cartel, and don't drink the Kool-Aid. They do this shit on purpose to Latin American countries all the time to cause civil unrest and cause destabilization in the country, especially when the country is standing up against the U.S. and gaining economic momentum. I live in one of the areas where some of these fires went down in Mexico today, and I'm telling you right now, it's a Psyop. The CIA is behind
it went back. So yeah, I believe it because a lot of our people are standing up. In these countries, they stand up against America, even though they like to come to America and find a better living, a better opportunity. All right. I've been to these, I've heard from these countries how they, take dislike the way, America handles things, and they, that's why they pretty much come out here out here for a better living, because Esau goes to these other countries and tries to take over, everything that they have. So that's why they live in such poverty, Remember, this devil's made to come and just, have the fatness of the earth. So one of the things that he's always going to do is go to people's backyards and confiscate their land, man. Take everything that they have, their natural resources, make money off of them, Then they keep the best of their resources, but then they give us portions of their resources, mixing it with their, with their chemicals and their technology to give you GMOs and all this nonsense, okay? So there's always war in these other countries, and it comes from their governments themselves, all right? Because Esau's involved with those countries, okay? So they take over, all right? And they basically, cause our people to live in poverty while Esau pretty much eats off of their land and eats off of them, So let's grab also this. This pretty much will be the last video. I ain't gonna go too much into it. This is where's it at? Here we go.
Oh shit! Here we go again. Listen to this shit, yo.
Mexico is saying that I offered to send U.S. troops into Mexico to take care of the cartel. She wants to know, is that true? Do you think I'm going to answer that question? I will answer it. It's true.
So he said, just in case if you can't hear because of the background music in it, there was a reporter that was asking, are the U.S. troops going into Mexico to take over? All right. Let me see.
Oh shit! Here we go
Salaki again, because I know that the music loud. So it says Mexico is saying that I offered to send U.S. troops into Mexico to take care of the cartel, and she wants to know if that's true. And he says, yeah. Okay. So now it explains more of a reason why, okay, you see these cartels acting the way they acting. Okay. Best believe that the cartels are pretty much whatever's American owned is probably pretty much what the cartels are destroying. See, because these people from these other countries are not going to destroy Why would they destroy their only country, the only things that they have left in their country, and their country's already in poverty, you know? So why would they destroy the little bit that they have? So it would only make sense for them to pretty much destroy whatever's American owned. All right. And then what happens is that comes out on the news, that gets recorded, and Esau's going to flip the script on them. All right. To make it look like, oh, look, these people are wild animals. This is why we have to go to these countries and pretty much kill all these people. You see, then that's just another way for them to invade the country and reap, martial law upon our people, because remember, we're in the time of judgment. So the Lord is going to use this devil. All right. He's going to use them. All right. As a whooping stick. Tells you that in, let me grab that, Isaiah 10:5. And it reads, all right. And this is speaking of the Assyrian, but the Assyrian, all right, is referred to as Esau, okay, because the Assyrians were very brutal people. All right, so Esau is very brutal in these last days. He's more brutal than ever. Okay, so he's being referred to as the Assyrian here. It says, "O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger," okay, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. Okay, the staff in their hand going into them having the blessing of the sword. Okay, it says, "I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets." You see, so whenever the Lord is pissed off, all right, amongst our people, all right, that's what he does. He uses them to pretty much, trample us. All right. That's how we've ended up into captivity under these damn devils. Because every time we went off, every time we worshipped other gods, all right, the Lord basically sent these other nations among us, all right, and they pretty much took over our people, okay, as spoil, and that was it was as punishment, okay, that the Lord had given them, all right. So let's go back to finishing what he was saying.
Oh shit! Here we go again. Listen to this shit, yo.
Mexico is saying that I offered to send U.S. troops into Mexico to take care of the cartel. She wants to know, is that true? You think I'm going to answer that? I will answer it. It's true. Because they should be. They are horrible people that have been killing people left and right.
Here you go. See, this is how two-faced and wicked Esau is. He'll say real quick to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians that you are the most horrible people on planet Earth. But meanwhile, this nigga has done so much wickedness upon the earth, multiplied wickedness, committed genocide, rape, murder, pillage, countless and countless atrocities amongst our people, and they get a pat in the back for it. You see? They don't get acknowledged for the wickedness that they have done. But as soon as our people do something, okay, the moment our people do something, it's headline news. Okay, you're the worst people on planet Earth. You see, and that's how this devil, through his lying tongue, he knows how to deceive the people. That's how you know that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The power is in his hands to lie to the world, and they believe it because they're under strong delusion, you see, because they come in the working of Satan, so he's able to deceive those that don't believe in his word, you see, but he's not going to be able to deceive the elect. That's why we see where this is going. We see what time we're in. We're in an evil time. So we hide ourselves in these scriptures, right?
We lost 300,000 people last year to fentanyl and drugs. They're bad news. Yeah, that's true.
Now y'all know every time that
We talk about fentanyl. Look, all right, let's just say they the ones that are the makers of it. Who's allowing it into the states? Who's allowing it into our country? Esau. How you think they get paid? These cartels, all right? They don't have enough people in their country to just feed the drugs to and be rich off of them. They can't. They're already a poor country. So in order for them top cartels to get paid, they have to be getting paid from a certain source. All right. And they're going to get paid by America. You see, America goes out there, makes the deal, says, this is what I need. I need this to poison all my people. The problem is that when you don't agree with the things that America says, what Esau tells you to do, and you try to back away from it, that's when he come and blackmail you. Now, all right, well, since you don't want to follow and comply with our ways, well, then we're going to go out there and make it look like, you know what, you are killing the world. When in all reality, it's been Esau from day one, you see?
To an event like this with Trump and some shit going on, there's always some crazy plays going on in the background. And when I was trenching, I literally found this joint that came out yesterday that's at one of the lowest market caps possible, gang. Y'all know in situations like this, these joints run to hundreds of millions of dollars in market cap value. But the difference is you can get this shit at super cheap prices before it go crazy. This joint is literally viral all over the internet, bro. I think this shit can run. Oh my God! What?
Fucking Jake is different, you see. But at the end of the day, man, we know who the source is behind all these things, man. All right, let's grab this. This is Proverbs 6. All right, and let's take it from, matter of fact, let's take it from 4 first. 4 and 16, and it reads, I'll take from 14. Enter not in the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. You see, and we know that this devil is the border of wickedness, man. All right, so only one person can lead, you know, the world to basically continually do evil. All right. And that's Esau, Edom. All right. Because they are what? They are the border of wickedness, according to, let me grab that. This is Malachi 1 and 4. And it reads, and I'll take it from 2. It says, I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith the Lord Yahweh. Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. All right. And this is why he brings, you know, death. You know, he multiplies sin in the earth because he is hated by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It says, and laid his mountains in his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. You see, the people against whom the Lord Yahweh has indignation forever. Okay, when you read the NLT, it says, Esau's descendants in Edom may say, we have been shattered, but we will rebuild the ruins. Okay, but the Lord of heaven's armies replies, they may try to rebuild, but I will demolish them again. Okay. Their country will be known as the land of wickedness, and their people will be called the people whom the Lord is forever angry. Okay. And this is the land of wickedness, man. America's that shadow of death, you see. So you can't get around it at the end of the day. All right. Let's go to Proverbs 6 and take it from 16. All right, these are 6 things. All right, 7 things that the Lord, all right, which 7 is a complete number. All right, the 7 represents completion. So these are 7 complete things that the Lord hates of Esau, and these are all characteristics of Esau. And sometimes our people like to walk in these characteristics, and that's why pretty much they're going to end up being destroyed. All right, but this is 6 and 16 in Proverbs. These 6 things does the Lord Yahweh hate. Yes, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift to running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. You see, so this is what Esau does, man. Okay, he's always got a proud look. Proudful in everything he does. His tongue is always lying. Okay. His hands are full of blood. All right. All he has shed is innocent blood with perpetual hatred amongst our people. You know, he has built America off the backs and the blood off of Israelites. You know, as the scriptures say, woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery. You know, woe to that city that is established by iniquity. You know, that's what this devil has always done. Right? It says, a heart that devises wicked imaginations. Yeah, his thoughts are continually evil. All right, always been evil, because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah is not in his thoughts. Feet that be swift to run into mischief. Okay, they can't wait to do something wicked. They can't wait to find a way to, you know, add on to the wickedness. Okay, a false witness that speaketh lies. All right, he bears false witness amongst our people all the time. All right, and you know he's going to be the accuser of our brethren when it comes to this persecution amongst our brethren that are, you know, bringing out this word amongst the prophets. It says, and he that soweth discord among brethren, you know, he has basically made us turn against each other, you know, kill each other. See, our people will kill our own brothers and sisters, but they won't stand up against the workers of iniquity, against the evildoers. That's why the Lord has chosen us. You know, Lord willing, we're those men, because we're going to stand up against the workers of iniquity. We're going to stand up against the evildoers, and we're going to expose them. All right. In boldness. Okay. Without a care in the world. Why? Because if Yahweh be for us, who can be against us at the end of the day? All right. So, you know, this is what this devil has done. All right. Let's just grab this and I'll end it. This is Psalm 64. And let's take it from 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Okay, which that's the true gang right there, right? That's the gang of wrongdoers who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. They may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Okay. So again, you know, they encourage themselves in evil manners. Okay. Evil matters. They lay these snares privily, you know, thinking that nobody could see these things. And all it is to destroy our people, because our people don't know who they are. You see, they've been discontinued from their heritage. So they haven't registered that, you know, they are the Lord's chosen people. Okay. And ultimately, you know, they have been, you know, those that are born in vain. That's why they have to, you know, pretty much, you know, they have to die by death and pain, man. Okay. They have to be taken out of the way. They have to be retaught. Right, because no matter how many times we tell them who they are, they still want to follow after this devil. They still want to believe a murderer. You know, it goes all back to that same spirit when Yahweh Shai and Barabbas was put up in the air, and they chose Barabbas, a murderer, you know, instead of Yahweh Shai. They chose wickedness over righteousness. They still choosing that murderer to this day. You know, they'll still defend Esau. All right, that commits genocide on a daily basis over the word of Yahweh Shai, which leads you to everlasting life, you know. So I just wanted to touch on that. You know, this shit is a psyops. It's all Esau doing it behind closed doors to, you know, pretty much stir up more of Jacob's trouble, you know, amongst our people, and be able to come after them, you know, without, you know, the world looking at them like they wrong for doing it, you see. But hey, that's all in the hands of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And that's why you have to fear the Lord. That's why you have to turn back to the Heavenly Father, man. So you don't be caught up in those scenarios. Okay. The Lord know how to deliver us in the time of affliction, you know, and may Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai continue to have mercy upon the elect and those that truly believe through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So I'll leave it there through the spirit. Lord willing, you were edified. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Haloyan La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who were well Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith and doing as good soldiers of Yahweh Shai. Shalom.